James, and I'm an attention expert. Have you ever sat in a meeting and wondered, what are you doing there? Have you ever sat in a meeting and cleared your email while you're in the meeting? Have you ever been frustrated by a badly run meeting? I know I have, and my time in corporate and working with so many of my clients, it is so frustrating that so much time is wasted in meetings. And yet, if we had some strategies, maybe those meetings would be more attentive. So in this video, which is a little longer than normal, we have 10 ways to help people pay more attention in your meetings. So you may want to get a pen and write some of these down. Or check out this blog, which goes into a lot more detail. The first strategy when it comes to truly getting people to pay more attention is tell people what the purpose of the meeting is. If you use Outlook or Google Calendar, very simply just make a note of what's the meeting about. Be specific and use action-oriented words. For example, brainstorm, finalize, discuss, decide, but use language so people know why they're going to be there. So that's really publishing the purpose of the meeting. Strategy number 2 is stop being rude. And I know this sounds so simple, but what's happened is, because meetings aren't that interesting, we spend half of our time on devices or on our laptops. But let's not do that. Let's not make email more important than the wonderful human beings that you're meeting with. So where possible, encourage people, maybe stay off devices. Strategy number 3 is to shorten meetings. I challenge all of my clients when I work with them on increasing their productivity. Can they shorten their meetings, or even more bravely, can they halve their meetings? If you're used to having 60-minute meetings, can you try 30 minutes? If you're used to having a 30-minute meeting, can you try 15 minutes? I challenge you to give people their time back. People will love you for it. Strategy number 4 is consider a device-free meeting. One of my radio clients here in Philadelphia, one of the things they do is when they walk into a meeting, they drop their cell phones in a basket outside the conference room. It's a great strategy, especially if you are wanting people to get creative and brainstorm more. Or maybe just invite people to close their laptops or put their phones away for a particular part of the meeting if you can't have a completely device-free meeting. Strategy number 5 is control those sidebar conversations, the people who are disruptive or people that go off on tangents. Let me give you my favorite line, and you may want to write this down. This is what I say constantly, and I teach my clients to do the same. Are you ready? For the sake of time, let's move on. Now, the reason this is so important is you're blaming time because it's a concentrated amount of time, but you're saying let's move on. And what this does when said assertively is allows people to get back on track. Now, if you're the facilitator of the meeting, this is really important, but you have the right as a participant to say this as well. For the sake of time, let's move on. That's strategy number 5. Now, strategy number 6 is probably my favorite. Cancel the meeting. If you are having the same meeting week after week and you're not getting any progress, maybe you need to cancel it. If not all of the decision makers are there, maybe you need to cancel it. If people haven't done what they needed to do before the meeting, maybe you need to cancel it. Canceling a meeting will gift people time back and you will look like a hero. So don't be scared. Be brave and cancel meetings. Strategy number 7 is, as a participant, decline meetings. So often in corporate, when I was put as an optional attendee at a meeting, I just didn't go. If I'm optional, you don't need me there. So be specific if you want people there of what you need them to do and how they will participate. But also, I encourage you, if you don't have enough information about the meeting, don't accept it until you do. If you're going to give someone your undivided attention and gift of your time and energy, make sure you know why. So don't be scared to decline meetings. Strategy number 8 is please summarize actions before the end of the meeting. Allocate the last few minutes of the meeting to always make sure that there's a summary of action items of who's doing what and by when. And then make people publicly accountable for that. And then encourage people to update each other between meetings. Don't wait till the next meeting when you're just rehashing old stuff. So please allocate time at the end of your meetings. I encourage my clients to spend the last 7 to 10 minutes of every meeting wrapping up and assuming that people understand what do we need to do, how do we move it forward, and who's responsible for what. Strategy number 9 is listen with your eyes. Now, this is probably also one of my favorite strategies, and for many of you who've seen me keynote on the whole topic of really paying attention, you'll know that it was a little friend of mine who was 5 who taught me this lesson, that we don't listen with our ears, we listen with our eyes. And I encourage you to give someone the gift of your undivided attention. Look people in the eye, use your body language to show that you're paying attention. And the last strategy number 10, is read this great book, Death by Meeting. Now, I love the title of this book. Patrick Lencioni has written a book in a way that I love to read a book. At the beginning is a fable, and you are most welcome to read that, but I loved his executive summary at the back. That's what I think all you need to do. He explains 4 types of meetings, when to schedule them, and how you would facilitate them. So that's 10 strategies on how you can get people to be more attentive in your meetings, how you can personally pay more attention, and how you can have more impact and influence as a leader. At the end of the day, you don't have time to do everything. You only have time to do what matters. And it's important to focus our attention on what really matters. So that's just 10 strategies of how you can have even more impactful meetings. Now, what would you add? Write your comments below, and please share this with your team, and share this with people in your team who really might need these tips about how to be better facilitators. If I can help you, please send me an email. My email address is below, or you can follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is @NeenJames, or come across and like us at Neen James Communications. Thank you so much for sharing these videos. I love the comments and the responses. And today, remember, you get a choice to truly be amazing, to approach the world with awe and wonder and see what kind of impact you can make. Remember, attention pays.